Chicago is so unpleasant. Migrants are fleeing back to Venezuela.
Oh, my.
Favorite story of the day. Can you imagine? It's got to be so bad that you're like, dude, I'm not dealing with this shit. Go back to communism, socialism in Venezuela. Here we go. Thousands of migrants sent to Chicago from Texas as part of a sanctuary city policy are reportedly fleeing back to Venezuela due to harsh living conditions, including homelessness and extreme weather. Michael Castiglione, a Venezuelan migrant, expressed disappointment, saying the American dream doesn't exist anymore. There's nothing here for us. That's Chicago, Michael. Chicago's harsh winters, lack of migrant infrastructure, crime issues have made many migrants decide to return home. The city is grappling with over 11,000 migrants in shelters and 4,000 staying in police stations. Damn. And airports. Some migrants have been sleeping on wet, cold mattresses while resources and support are stretched thin. Despite the challenges, more than 20,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago last year seeking asylum due to unstable conditions in their home countries. Imagine how bad things have to be for you to sit there with your kids. You escaped socialism. You escaped communism. You escaped pretty much a totalitarian regime, and you moved to Chicago. But Chicago is so bad, they're like, I'm willing to deal with a dictator. I'm willing to deal with a socialistic environment than to be in Chicago. Tom?
Well, I have a couple wild thoughts on this. And the first is, obviously none of these people looted Best Buy and took an iPhone, because if they had Googled best cities in the United States, they wouldn't have picked Chicago. So you ended up in Chicago.
Yeah.
How did you poor souls searching for a better life come from Venezuela and somehow pick Chicago? First of all. And then second of all, it just shows you it's not comical for the human suffering, these people with families that are trying to go find a life. It's not comical for that. But it is very ironic and almost a caricature of how this unintended consequence. So congratulations, folks. You open up the border and you have all these people come across, and then it taxes the city. The city can't support them. These are human beings. They've come here looking for a better life. They came all across here. Not legally, but they were encouraged to make that big trek with the parade of people that came through South Texas. And now look, here's what you get. You have people that think it's so bad here, and the cities are stuck. We've seen people. Matter of fact, did we cover the all the people that went into the gym at the school in Chicago and had that major protest?
Yeah, of course. We covered the clip, yes.
The citizens were freaking out and saying, where are you going to put them all? So the citizens were thinking about their quality of life, their city, and also thinking about where are these people going to go? What are they going to eat? What are they going to do? What's going on? And so it's like, congratulations, blue cities. This is what you get. And now this is the reflection in the mirror. The media won't cover it that way, but this is a direct reflection of the blue city in the mirror.
And mind you, this is Tom. This is Abbott, Governor Abbott from Texas, sending them to Chicago. How are they going to get back? So now what? They have to make the trek back to Texas and leave through that port of entry. I'm confused how they're going to actually leave though, because they got to make it back to Texas and then what?
Let me tell you,
this is easier said than done. Number one, then Adam, I'll let you go. But this all comes down to, Pat. This all comes down to Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security guy that to this day, you got everybody out there that's watching YouTube, this little rat, this little snake. He's in front of Congress almost every month, and they ask him all these tough questions. Is it secure? Why are you doing this? Why is it an influx? All these terrorists are here. Everything's happening. Why? He just grins and never answers a question. It's done on purpose. Just look at that face. Look at Alejandro Mayorkas' face. This is the guy. This is the guy that is causing all the problems, that all these terrorists that we've caught, that we send back. He can't tell us how many are here. He can't tell us how many children are missing. He can't tell us. He can't answer the question of the sponsors that come and pick up these kids. They have no background checks. It's an actual influx of just negative crap, and this guy is going to keep his job and he's not going to get fired. He's done a horrible job, and I'm shocked that he's still employed. Shocked, Pat.
Have you seen what MTG, what Higgins, and what Holly have done to him? Have you seen these clips or no?
I love him. Can you show one, please, Pat? What do you mean? But this is what pisses me off. They yell at him. They check him. He just sits there with a smiley face, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's the bark and no bite. That's the Republican Party. They always get you excited because you think they're going to do something, but at the end of the day, Pat, they don't do shit. Nothing happens. He's been there for 4 years. It's not a border problem. It's a crisis. Okay? It's a crisis. And wait till you see, Tom, wait till you see when it bites us in his ass. God forbid, but I know it's going to happen when some terrorist shit goes down and that guy's going to walk. Nothing's going to happen to him.
And we're going to trace it back to people that came through the border, and we're going to figure out where they came from. And isn't it going to be interesting how the FBI and the CIA are going to suddenly give us, chapter and verse on how they got here. And it's because they already know that they're here. They already know what's going on. They know that there's sleeper cells here.
Yeah.
Well, let me say something about this situation. It is sad as hell that if you're from Venezuela and you make it to America and you end up in Chicago, you're like, I'm good, bro. I got to go back to Venezuela.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the worst country to be in the Western Hemisphere with the potential of Haiti being right up there. But I don't see them going back to Venezuela. Once they made it in this country, believe me, they're not fleeing back to Venezuela. You know where they're going? Right where Ken Griffin said people are going, down to Miami. Down to South Florida, my friend. Yeah. So I have a lot of Venezuelan friends. I have a lot of Colombian friends. I have a lot of friends from South America. Believe me, if they made it in this country, they're going south. Yeah, they're going to head to Miami. They're going to head to Florida.
100%.
They're not fleeing back to Venezuela. That's why I thought this was an absolute Babylon Bee article.
And it's true.
But it just goes to show the downfall of Chicago. I remember I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan. Everyone knows the New York, it's up to you. Everyone knows that song. But everyone forgets he also sang about Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago. Tell me the last time somebody sang a song about Chicago these days.
I mean,
Jay-Z and Alicia Keys did their,
New York
song. But
did you go party in Chicago?
Tom, I'll party everywhere, buddy.
No,
Just
if you like
Sinatra.
Did you ever go to the pump room at the Omni Ambassador Hotel?
Tell us the story, Tom.
They still have. I'm saying you said Chicago, and then I assume you knew.
Yeah,
they still have his. They still have his booth there.
All right. Wow. All right, Tom, we'll check that thing out. Thanks, bud.
Don't let Tom fool you, Tom.
Tom will party
was
a
an
little bit.
after-hours king.
Yeah,
drinking water at 3 o'clock because he had some.
Wait, filtered
he was
or
rolling, rolling in my 500 Benz.
Oh, I thought when you said Tom was rolling in something and drinking water,
that's exactly what I was talking about.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.